My name is Mark Dever. I'm the pastor of the Capitol Hill Baptist Church in Washington, D.C. And 12 Challenges Churches Face is a book I wrote going through the book of 1 Corinthians in the New Testament, looking at some of the challenges that ancient church faced and how they parallel challenges that we're facing today. It's amazing to see how many of the things they were facing are exactly the same problems we're facing today. So for example, a wrong focus on ourself, where we really get into ourselves. We start using the church just as a means to get into ourselves. Or factionalism in a church, where you have divisions. That can be a real challenge. Or materialism. That was a real challenge for the Corinthians, and it's a huge challenge for us today. Immorality, a desire to just give ourselves over to hedonism and pleasure-seeking like that, was a huge challenge in first century Corinth. It's also a challenge we're facing today in the 21st century. So it's amazing for how specific that situation was, how applicable it still is to us today. Yeah, these 12 challenges that churches face first saw the light of day really as a series of sermons I did through 1 Corinthians here. But then people heard them and saw them and said, you know, this would be helpful to Christians generally if you want to look at this. Because Paul does deal with so many different topics in 1 Corinthians. It's amazing all the different things he gets to, from how you should think about the pastor, to how you should think about your own sexuality, to how you should think about lawsuits, to how you should think about matters in different, can you disagree between Christians, to how you should think about other religions, to how you should think about the Lord's Supper, to what your worship services should be like, to the very famous love chapter of 1 Corinthians 13, to what about the resurrection of the body in chapter 15. It's just an amazing array of things and more that you find in that book of 1 Corinthians. It's a real treasure house for us.